Couch Chats is a series of real, open, honest, and raw chats with some inspiring friends and women I have had the privilege to meet along my entrepreneurial journey. So I wanted to share these casual interview chats with you all to leave you feeling empowered and inspired. I am your host, Jess Williamson, a serial entrepreneur and business coach. And today I'm doing something a little bit different to my normal interviews. I am giving you guys a solo episode today. It is an excerpt from one of my free webinars, so you'll hear me answering a couple of questions throughout the way. But today's episode is all about chasing your dreams and making it happen. So I hope you get inspired to go out there and live your best life. Please make sure you reach out to me on socials at jess.williamson8 and let me know how this has helped you, how this has impacted your life or your business. So let's get started. People often told me I am so lucky for all of the opportunities that I had over my career or my business. And I personally don't believe in luck. I don't know about you guys, but to me, luck is a result of timing, the effort that you've put in, and all of the work in the background. People don't see all of the work in the background and they think, wow, you're just so lucky that you're getting all of these opportunities and having all of this amazing success. But they don't see the behind the scenes. And it got me thinking, to me, it's just natural to sort of work hard, make things happen, and keep moving forward. But then I realized not everyone thinks like that. So once I kept getting a lot of questions about how am I getting all of these opportunities? How am I making this success for myself? I thought, let me go back and unpack how I was thinking and what actually got me to this stage, which is what I'm going to share with you guys. There's so many different factors that play a part in it, but this is something that you can really apply to all areas of your life, your business, and everything. It's really going to help you achieve what you want to achieve in your life and business. So it definitely was not easy. I want to start off by saying that. It might sound easy, and sometimes people from the outside think it might look easy, but it definitely wasn't smooth sailing. And I've had my fair share of failures along the way. I've spent a lot of money on things that maybe didn't work, but you know what? I've got a lot of learnings out of it. And the key is that every time I failed, I got back up and I kept going. So that's something I want to encourage you guys to do as well, is never give up on your goals and dreams. Let me jump into it. The first tip I have for you guys for how you could have more success in your life and business is to just make it happen. It sounds simple, right? Like, why can't everyone just go out and just make it happen? You know, we have a dream, we can go out and make it happen, right? It's not that easy. It's not that straightforward. We all know that. So let me break it down for you guys. What I mean by going out and making it happen, and by it, that is whatever you want to achieve, is not waiting for the opportunity to land in your lap, not waiting until the day you feel like you are allowed to, not waiting until you have more money, not waiting until opportunities just come to you, or not waiting until you feel like you have more knowledge under your belt. You are more than ready and capable of achieving whatever it is you set your mind to right now. You don't have to wait for the perfect opportunity to come to you. And I didn't realize that I was actually doing this throughout my journey. And I put it down to maybe naivety. I was 22 when I started my first business, but I didn't really understand why people came to these roadblocks, because I just thought that everyone must be going out there and seeking their own opportunities. And still today, when I talk to clients, when I talk to friends in business, they don't actually realize that 99% of the opportunities that I have had in my business and in my life, I've gone and asked for them. I've gone out and made them a possibility for myself. I didn't wait for someone to contact me, because truth be told, they may never contact you. So it's amazing if people are contacting you and you've got opportunities coming your way. But again, that's a result of you putting yourself out there, whether it's on social media, whether it's meeting someone for coffee, whatever it is. Opportunities don't just fall out of thin air. It's a result of your hard work. But the thing is, you can go out there and create those opportunities for yourself, or you can ask for them. There won't always be yeses, but the point is you've got to actually have that in yourself to realize you are allowed to go out there and ask for what you want. So it does come back to a little bit about focus and mindset. And this is something I teach across, all of my one-on-one coaching, across my membership. And a lot of things come back down to mindset. You might have all the skills, you might have all the money, all the knowledge, but if your mindset and focus aren't there, you're not going to pursue those opportunities. So here's what I want to share with you guys is don't focus on the challenge, focus on the opportunities, or focus on the goal that you have. Don't focus on the fact that you have no money. Focus on the fact that you need to make money and how can that happen. I just want to share a quick personal story with you guys because you might be all thinking, that sounds great in theory, Jess, but it's not possible. I want to share with you guys it is possible because I was invited to New York Fashion Week 1 week after I launched. I had never run a business in my life. I had no contacts in any industry whatsoever. I had no idea how to manufacture. I had just spent my life savings on creating this first ever collection, getting the business up and running and spending it on marketing. I was invited to New York Fashion Week 1 week after I launched my business. And there are so many reasons why I could have just passed up that opportunity. I could have said no. I could have said I don't have the time due to the fact that I work full time. I could have said no about not having any money because guess what? A global fashion show costs money plus travel plus marketing around it because I'd literally emptied my personal bank account that week, which is another story for another day. I had no idea how. How do you put together a fashion show? What do I need to do to get prepared? Not to mention, I had literally just launched my first collection. I hadn't sold many swimsuits yet, and they needed me to make a whole new collection in less than 6 months. And for those of you in the fashion industry, that is a short time frame when you have no design ideas, nothing at all ready. So all of those could have been the challenges that I chose to focus on, but my focus was positioned on the fact that this is a once in an absolute lifetime opportunity to be invited to New York Fashion Week after 1 week of launching, to be on that runway with the top Australian brands that I've looked up to for so long as part of a whole Australian showcase in New York City. That's just insane. And so do you know what I did? I said yes. I signed a contract. And then I figured out the rest along the way because I knew that once I said yes, now I've got to find a way. There's no chickening out. I've signed the contract. So that's what I want to encourage you guys to do is just take that leap. Even if you think you're not ready, even if you think you should wait a little bit, why wait? If you can achieve your goals sooner than later, then why do we wait? Why do we make up excuses? Why do we focus on all of the roadblocks rather than focusing on the goals or opportunities that we have in front of us? So I want to ask you guys, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the challenge or are you focusing on the opportunity? What is happening in your life and your business right now? And what dreams or goals have you put off? What excuses have you come up with? I'd love if you can just take note of this over the next week and see if anything of that comes up. I'd love it if you could share it with me, reach out. I'd love to hear if this has sort of triggered anything for you. But don't wait for opportunities. Let's go out there and ask for them. If you want to be, featured on TV, for example, go out and ask for it. I've been featured in Channel 9 News, Forbes, all of those sort of opportunities. And guess what? I either asked for those opportunities or my PR manager did. And that's how press works anyway. And maybe some people don't even realize that you can do that. So if you want something bad enough, go out there and get it. It's just as simple as that. Get out of your own way. Stop focusing on everything that is coming up that might stop you from reaching it, and let's just focus on the goal. So here's just an example. If a consultant or mentor costs a certain amount of money, maybe you don't currently have that amount of money in the bank or available to you to spend on something like that. But you know that if you invest in yourself and you invest in your future, that money will more than pay for itself later. You can either focus on the fact that you don't currently have money, and guess what? You might never have money, because if you're never going to take risks and you're never going to invest in yourself, which is the best investment you can ever make, then you might not get to a point where you have spare cash to just do what you need. If you want to go on a holiday, if you want to invest in your business, invest in yourself, first step is deciding on what that goal is. And then the second step would be creating that path on how to get there. So this is something that I did. I signed up for a mentoring program that was well out of my budget. I did not have anywhere near that much money, but I knew that by doing that, it would set me up for my future. So what I did was I thought about, okay, it costs this much money. How many more sales do I have to make? How many more income streams, or is there another way that I could make this money in the meantime? Maybe you could negotiate on the payment terms. There's so many different solutions, and if you want to make that happen, you can, because you have the power to. So that's something that I do with a lot of my coaching clients is sometimes they're not quite clear on what their goal is. What do they want to achieve? They're just kind of doing. But if we don't have an end goal, then we can't actually make a direct path to that goal. And sometimes paths aren't always linear. We know that, you need to pivot and change along the way. But if you have a really, really massive goal that seems so daunting, let's start working towards that one step at a time from now. Figure out what you need to do to make that happen. And then we just build the most direct path to that goal. How can we achieve that as quickly, as cheaply, as risk-free as possible? And that's my goal as a mentor, is to help clients not only figure out their goals, but help get them to that path as well. Because there will be some roadblocks along the way, and there will be mindset blocks. There will be, different challenges that come up. But if we keep focused on that goal, we can figure out a way around that, over it, whatever you need to do to keep going on that path. I can see there's a quick question from Molly here. What if the end goal is more uncertain? I don't know whether to invest so much in my business because I'm uncertain whether it will be successful. Okay, that's not a goal. That's actually not a goal, because your goal would be that I will make this business successful. That's more of an excuse. You don't want to invest in yourself and your business in case it's not successful. Guess what? If you go into it with that mindset, and I'm just going to get really honest, because with me, you guys, if you know me, I don't really have a filter. I want to be always honest with you guys. So if you're not all in on your business, how can your business really succeed? And so your goal would actually be, do I want to do business or not? Does it fulfill me? If the answer is yes, then that's the goal. The goal is to make this business a success. And therefore, then we would create pathways, we would create strategies, we would put together a plan to make that possible. And like I said, my journey has not been, straight shooting. There's been lots of challenges, lots of things in the way, lots of failures, but the thing is, I kept getting back up and going. But if you have this mindset that perhaps my business might fail, I better not invest too much into it, too much time, too much money, then when one little roadblock comes up, you're going to step back. So there's so many different mindset things that we could chat through in regards to that, but that's not really the goal. The end goal is not uncertain because you decide on what your goal is. The outcome is uncertain based on your actions. But if that is your goal, go out there and make it happen. Whatever you need to do. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's just not having the right knowledge. Maybe you don't know something. But guess what? I knew absolutely nothing about running a business, running a fashion brand, manufacturing when I started. And do you know what I did? I went over to Sydney and Melbourne, set aside a week, and you don't have to do this, but these are just examples. If you want something bad enough, you can do it. And I set aside a whole week. And I just found people on social media, LinkedIn. I found all of the people that I needed, whether that was wholesale knowledge, whether that was manufacturing knowledge. And I just set up meeting after meeting after meeting. A memory popped up on my Instagram the other day, and I went on a red-eye flight. I had 8 meetings set up back to back all over Sydney, and no joke, I was running around Sydney by foot. Then I had to take a ferry over to Manly. Then I had to get back. Then I had to keep running around, and it was hectic, but I made it happen. So if you lack knowledge, if you lack money, if you lack resources, whatever it is, there's always a way to get it so that you can keep moving forward. So that's something to think about as well. But I hope that clears up for everyone that the goal is whatever you want. It's not subject to anything other than that. It's, if I wanted to, it's just really could be literally as big as you want. And something that I always share is dream big. Don't put limits on yourself, because you are capable of whatever you decide you're capable of. So Molly, if you decide tomorrow that I am capable of making this business a success, maybe I have gaps here and there, but I'm going to go fill them and we can keep moving forward. So I hope that helps all of you guys. There's a lot of, personalized strategies that you can work through, which is why I do a lot of one-on-one coaching as well as my group mentoring. But I want you guys to get as much out of this as you can. I cannot wait to hear how all of you have gone out and chased your dreams and made it happen. So please make sure you connect with me on social media at jess.williamson8. Please do screenshot and share, because that is what keeps this podcast going. And I cannot wait to hear how you guys have made the life of your dreams. Have an amazing day.